The Phase Nano is the spiritual successor to Montane's legendary Spine jacket. I don't think I've ever put a jacket to test quite like I had the Spine jacket. It is one of my all-time favorite jackets, and it is pretty much perfect. It kept me dry throughout 36 hours of absolutely apocalyptic weather back when I did the Spine Challenger South in January. The Phase Nano features the exact same DNA as that Spine jacket. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it has improved a couple of the features where the Spine jacket maybe wasn't as perfect as it could be. When it comes to its usage, what I'd said with the original Spine jacket was that it was suitable for far more than just running in, and the Phase Nano truly embodies that as well. This is something that you can go running in. It's incredible for running in. But because of its lightweight and its highly breathable nature, it's just as suitable to hill walkers and backpackers alike. For climbers, whilst it has an exceptional cut, that lightweight 13 denier outer fabric is going to feel a little bit on the thin side. And if you do start rubbing it up against rock, the chances are it will wear out. That said, having used both the Phase Nano and put the Spine jacket, its predecessor, through its paces, both have lasted remarkably well, but you do have to take care of them. The Phase Nano has an almost identical fit to the Spine jacket. For those who haven't used the Spine jacket, it's got a slim, active fit. Size-wise, I'd say it is true to size, but it does have a slightly snug feel. If you're looking at doing long winter runs or walks in the worst weather, it might be worth sizing up so that you can fit multiple layers underneath. If not, true to size it is. When it comes to features, there's not a lot to talk about because the Phase Nano is, after all, a minimalist jacket. One of the features that they have improved based around the feedback that we gave on the original is the pockets. The pockets no longer have that mesh lining, which was potentially an area of weakness that would allow water to get in. The pockets are now fully waterproof lined, so things like phones are that bit safer, although we'd always recommend to use a waterproof dry bag just in case. The other area of improvement is the hood. The Spine jacket didn't have any adjustment on the back of its hood. The Phase Nano does, and this means you can tailor a more precise fit. This is great on those windy days when your hood could be flapping if you did have excess volume within it. The hood also retains that fantastic wired peak, which gives it some structure. And again, that helps keep the weather out when the wind is blowing and the rain is falling. The final thing that's changed are the zipper toggles. Subtle though it might be, they have become slightly more slimline, saving some weight, but in my opinion, becoming a little more awkward to use, particularly when it's cold and you're wearing gloves. The Phase Nano features Gore-Tex Active, and this is my favorite form of gore. It's lightweight, but it's exceptionally breathable, and this really is the key to its success, particularly from a running perspective, but also from a hill walker's perspective too. I've been amazed at how breathable it is, so much so that I've often ended up packing this alone instead of a windproof, simply because it gives me that bit more versatility. It gives me that windproofing, but it also gives me that waterproofing, but with that breathability that you often cannot get from a waterproof, where you'd often be left sweating and getting wet from the inside out. Not so with the Phase Nano. And you'd expect that to mean that there's a compromise within its level of waterproofing. But that's not the case, as proved by my experiences running for 36 hours on the Spine Challenger South earlier this year in winter. The weather was absolutely awful, some of the worst I've ever run in. But on the whole, it was a relatively pleasant experience because this jacket kept me dry. For me, the Phase Nano is the ultimate running jacket. But it is more than that because it's not just a jacket for runners. And if you are looking for something that's both waterproof and breathable, and at the very top end of performance, the Phase Nano is a fantastic choice.